border security will be one of the first things I would like for him to do.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted.
If we can't protect our borders, what's the point of having them?
We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
Implementing new laws on immigration. I want to see the wall finish.
I will end the practice of catch and release. We will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
President Trump signing a stack of executive orders yesterday, making good on a major campaign promise, tackling illegal immigration. Let's bring in the new border czar to the president, Tom Holman, also the former acting ICE director. So, Tom, we were expecting, based on your initial schedule, that today roundups of criminal illegal aliens and the process of deporting them would begin. That seems to have been put on hold for a little while. When can we expect that to happen? Where will it begin?
No, it started.
It started.
ICE teams are out there as of today. We gave them the direction to prioritize public safety threats that we're looking for. So we've been working up the target list. There was some discussion about Chicago because the Pacific operational plan was released. So we had to look at and reevaluate, does this raise altered safety concerns? And it does. Mm-hmm. But we've addressed that, and teams are all effective today.
So critics were saying, okay, you're going to round up people's abuela, their grandmother, and ship them back to where they emigrated from. Who are the people that you're targeting, at least in this initial phase?
Right out of the gates, public safety threats. Those who are in the country legally that's been convicted or arrested for a serious crime. But let me be clear. It's not only public safety threats that will be arrested. Because in sanctuary cities, we're not allowed to get that public safety threat in the jail. Mm-hmm. Which means we got to go to the neighborhood and find him. And when we find him, he may be with others. And unlike the last administration, we're not going to tell ICE officers not to arrest an illegal alien. So if they find others, they'll be arrested. So sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the neighborhood and more collateral arrests.
Yeah. President Trump signed a number of executive orders, as we pointed out, on illegal immigration. Here's what he signed. He declared a national border emergency, ended birthright citizenship, ended catch and release, reinstated Remain in Mexico, designated cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, deployed active troops to the southern border, and end the use of the CBP One app, which many people were using to schedule interviews to claim asylum here in the United States. I want to take a couple of those, but let's first of all go with this idea of ending birthright citizenship. It's enshrined in the 14th Amendment. How, with an executive order, can the president change that?
Well, first of all, President Trump's a game changer. Every one of the executive orders we worked on, and these are game changers. This is going to give us the most secure border in my lifetime. So great for him to do that. Birthright citizenship is a major driver of illegal immigration. Mm-hmm. I know I've done this for over 3 decades. One of the first things an illegal alien does when they get here is give birth to U.S. citizen child. I think that makes him immune from our laws, right? So even if he goes to immigration court and loses his case, even though he's in the country legally, he's convicted of a crime, and get to order removal, they think that the fact that having a U.S. citizen child would make him immune. We can't send that message to the whole world that you can enter our country legally, which is a crime, you commit another crime, and you can even get removed by an immigration judge after expensive due process. But if you have a U.S. citizen child, you're off the hook. We can't send that message. We'll never fix the border.
Right, but the 14th Amendment does not differentiate between somebody who's in this country legally or illegally.
I'm not an attorney, but I don't think the 14th Amendment should translate at all. We have just as many legal scholars, constitutional scholars. It doesn't really say that. So what President Trump is taking that action, we'll let the Supreme Court decide that.
Well, it's definitely going to go to the Supreme Court. I don't think there's any question of that. Designating the cartels in Mexico and elsewhere as foreign terrorist organizations. This is something that previous administrations have resisted doing because of the potential impact with the Mexican government. What tools does that give you that you don't have now to go after these cartels?
Well, first of all, I've been pushing for this for a long time because these terrorist the criminal cartels in Mexico have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined, right? Record number of sex trafficking women and children, but the drugs, the fentanyl, has killed over 250,000 Americans. So they need to be a terrorist organization. But that puts a whole weight of the United States government on them. Not only are we just going to deal with the operations of Mexico, but the Jalisco cartels in 43 countries around the world. So we'll work with other world leaders to attack this cartel all over the world and bring them to their knees. It has to be done.
So we've got some more violence, this time on the northern border. Border Patrol agent David Malin was killed. The acting DHS Secretary Benjamin Huffman said this: a Border Patrol agent assigned to the U.S. Border Patrol's Swanton sector was fatally shot in the line of duty. This incident is being swiftly investigated, and DHS will release additional information as soon as it becomes available. You know, we've been focused so much on the southern border, but we've also, here at Fox, talked about the northern border. But this is something the Biden administration basically ignored for 4 years.
Yeah, the crossings in the northern border, especially in that area where the officer was killed, the crossings are up 600% of special interest aliens. We got a lot of people from India, Pakistan, Turkey, people that can afford to go to Mexico and sneak across the northern border, which is much easier. For the agent, you know, my heart breaks. You know, my 3.5 decades, I buried Border Patrol agents, I buried ICE agents, and it's a sad day for all of us. And so, God bless his family, and we'll help them do that. But a terrible northern border is not going to be underlooked by the Trump administration. We realize they're understaffed. We realize that the numbers are up 600%. So we're going to address that along the southwest border.
Right, and we'll be talking with Paul Perez, the head of the National Border Patrol Council, about that as well. He was one of Halen was one of his members. So let me just come back to where we started. So roundups are happening today. Can you tell us where and how many people?
Not roundups.
Or deportations? But how would you characterize it?
Targeted enforcement operation. When we target the public safety threats, we know exactly who we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good idea where they're at. We even know sometimes who lives in household with them.
Okay, so give us the scope of what's happening today, and if you can tell us where it's happening.
It's happening all over the country. I can't tell you specific locations because of officer safety concerns, but ICE officers throughout the country were told today, go make arrests of those here illegally that have a public safety problem, public safety threat. So they've developed target sheets, an operational plan that they go out in the field, the whole team goes, 5 or 6 guys go on the team for officer safety reasons, cover the back door, cover the front door. So they're out there right now looking for the most serious public safety threats throughout the country. We're putting them back to work.
And how many of those serious public health, serious public safety threats do you think will be apprehended today?
I have no idea, but we have over 700,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this country. That's what we're looking for right now.
All right. Well, as soon as you can get us statistics, we'd appreciate it.
You got it.
Tom, thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate it. All right. Senator?